Finally, Staff Heal Necromancer is a thing. Today we're gonna take a look at this really fun healing build for Scourge in PvE. So this is like a Staff Alacrity heal Scourge, and it's focused on healing, applying a lot of boons. It's just very, very good in general. It also gives a lot of stability now, so it's a really, really good build for almost all situations. So if you're interested, be sure to watch the whole video to not miss out of thing. As always, special shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon that help me keep the lights on. And now let's jump straight in. So let's start with the gear. So for gear, it's quite straightforward. I would go either for full Harrier, full Minstrel, full Giver. Something like that works. The most important part that you should get here, without food, you should get to 80% boon duration. That's really the most important part. And of course, the highest healing power that you can get. So if you can get some toughness in there, if you want to tank, that's good. If you don't, that's fine as well. Full Harrier, full Minstrel, something like that is completely fine. I have some special mix here just to reach 80%, also having high healing power and some toughness in there, but it's not really like absolutely important. So like I said, full Harrier is fine as well, or full Minstrel. Superior Rune of the Monk is very, very important to put that on there, and if you want to go for infusions, you would go with healing infusions. For weapons, that's the first part. Of course, you would always go for Staff. Staff with Transference, Sigil, and Concentration. That's like the best option there. If you want to go for a second weapon set, you have actually multiple choices. So either you go for Dagger Torch, it's a really good thing, gives you, would go for Superior Sigil of Concentration and Transference again, of course. Dagger Torch gives you a lot of might application, just a lot of life force generation and a boon corrupt. But you could also go for Warhorn Pistol or some mix of those. Because Warhorn and Pistol have a lot of CC, you would go for the same sigils, and you get permanent swiftness from the Locust Swarm. So this is like very nice in terms of CC and swiftness, whereas the other weapon set is like very nice in boon corrupting and just applying nice might as well, while also having insane amount of life force. But I think this build doesn't even struggle that much with life force, so I think it depends a bit on your playstyle and what you like the most and what situations you are in. You can also mix, of course, you can also go for Pistol Torch, it doesn't matter. It's just like those four weapons are the ones that you would choose. For trinkets, like I said, you can go for full Harrier, full Minstrel, even full Giver, but I go for some Magi piece here, Givers and Harrier's accessory. For Givers, amulet and one Magi's ring and one Giver's ring. So it's a little bit of a weird mix, but this is like perfect to actually get this number. But if you get something around 80% in the highest amount of boon and healing power that you can get, then you will be good. You don't need that much toughness. You can get toughness and vitality, but it's not important. If you want to tank, of course, go for higher toughness. But like I said, that's just my setup. Link to the build, exact build, also in the description below. You would go for Relic of Faber if you're running Dagger Torch, because you don't have any access to swiftness any other way. So now you get a lot of swiftness and Condy glances there. If you're running the Pistol Warhorn setup, you would go with Relic of the Flock. That's just another nice barrier or healing on your healing skill. That's also really good. Now to the consumables. So for the consumables, you would always go with Bowl of Fruit Salad with Mint Garnish. That's just the best option. Plus 10% outgoing healing, healing power and concentration. Very, very good. If you can't afford that, you can drop the Ascended version and go to Delicious Rice Boys. You get the same healing output, but you lose the boon duration. That's okay, it's not too big of a loss, but obviously it's really nice to have more boon duration. And then for utility, you would always go for Bountiful Maintenance Oils. It's by far the best option. Outgoing healing increases are really good on healing builds, so that's might be a bit of expensive, but it's still a very, very worthwhile thing to get. Before we go to the trades, I want to mention here, if you like the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. But now to the trades. So for the trades, you want to run Blood, Soul Reaping, and Scourge. In Blood, you get the most amount of healing that you can get. You will get the mark when you dodge, which is really important. We will see that why in a second. You will get some life siphoning, and you also apply a buff to allies that is actually preventing them from losing health in downstat. That can be somewhat okay, or preventing them from, so to say, bleeding out, but it's still, obviously, when they get hit, they get damaged. Then you get some passive revive when you press F the first time in a while. You get the Well of Blood, which also heals, but also obviously revives when you take this trade, so that's really good. If you don't need that, you can swap that for Overflowing Thirst if you're running Dagger and get some life siphon from that, but only if you play Dagger. And then you get the Life from Death, that's just some nice. When you get out of your F5 barrier application, you actually get some nice healing, and it's just really nice. And then the new trade here, Transfusion. Previously it was healing on your F4, now it doesn't anymore, but you get healing on your marks. All your marks, so 2 to 5 on your staff, actually heal which is not, it doesn't sound like much 1k, but if you, the healing modifiers and just in general, you proc it quite consistently, then your second skill will also not only grant regeneration, but also vigor. The 3 skill now heals and grants protection. The 4 skill removes 3 conditions from allies as well. And stability on the 5 skill. That's really, really good. It's long lasting, 3 stacks of stability on a short cooldown. It's really, really good. And the most important part here, marks can be triggered by allies. So that means that you can actually put that on yourself, on your allies, and you actually apply those boons. This really nice things as well. Healing and condition cleanse and that stuff. So you have really easy uptime of keeping those up. And don't forget, this is also applied to your mark of evasion. So you can, by dodging, you also heal the allies, give vigor, give regen, and apply bleeding and get life force. It's really, really strong. Why do you get life force? Because of soul reaping. Soul reaping gives you more life force generation. Shout skills have shorter cooldown and more maximum life force. With soul marks, you actually get life force by dodging and by using your marks. So that's really, really good. And they are also unblockable, not that important in PvE, but still very, very good. Easy life force generation. That's why you don't even need the dagger. It's really good. Then you have Fear of Death, just a little bit more life force. And the duration of Fear is longer. That means you have more CC. Good, because you have 2 Fear skills if you run the Warhorn. That's really good. And then Eternal Life, just some protection and some passive life force generation. That's really good. Then you have Scourge. Scourge gives you barrier. When you grant barrier, you grant the might and remove conditions. That's really, really good. That's your biggest source of might and Condi cleanse. You get some more concentration and expertise while you have an active shade. So always have 1 shade active at least. Then you get some Desert Shroud empowerment here. That's obviously really good because it now pulses barrier. That means that you actually get a lot of Alacrity out of that. And you have reduced damage taken while you have a shade active. That's obviously really good. 15% damage decrease is really a lot. And then, of course, Alacrity when you grant barrier. Really, really strong. And Manifest Sense Shade now also grants barrier when you cast it on someone. That's obviously really good as well. Let's now go to the utility skills. You would always go for Well of Blood. Really good heal, also revives. Then you would go for Serpent Siphon if you need Aegis and Barrier and Regen, which also gives you some nice Alacrity. Then if you need more stability, go for Trail of Anguish. Be aware though, this is like a little bit annoying. Gives also swiftness. You have to run over your allies a bit to get that for them. And lastly, you would always take Desiccate, which is really, really important for the Fury uptime and the Might. So always spam that off cooldown, it's really important. If you would switch out, you would switch, for example, Serpent Siphon or the Trail of Anguish if you need to go for example for the Portal, if you want to go for Epidemic, if you want to go for Corrosive Poison Cloud to block some projectiles, if you want to go for Spectral Glass for more CC or a pull, if you want to go, there are many options for Condi Cleanse to a foe, if you want to get stacking some Condis for whatever reason, or of course Signal of Undeath, which is not really important for the Life Force because the Life Force is really, really easy to get anyway, but it's a really nice revive from range, so if you need that, you can put that there. And there are many options here. So I would say this is the most general setup, but you can switch what you need. And then of course take Flash Golem always. It's a really good CC skill, the charge version. It's really, really good. Does a lot of CC. And then I also mentioned already the staff skills, really long range, really good healing and stuff. Keep that in mind. Don't use the auto attack too much. It's not that strong, only for some life force. And then if you're on dagger, just the 3 skill is important for some nice boon conversion. 2 skill heals. The 4 skill here gives some life force on torch. And then the 5 skill gives some nice knockdown single target, but gives you a lot of might and your allies as well. If you swap to the pistol version, pistol gives you some life loss and some damage. The 3 skill is some stun. The 4 skill is some heavy CC with the fear. And the 5 skill is really important because of some nice lifesteal and more importantly the swiftness for your allies as well. For the rotation, you would spawn your Sandshade and activate Desiccate, then use your Locust Swarm if you have it, and then spam your F skills, also your attack, auto attacks and stuff, and swap to Staff. Then you dodge once at least, and then you press again your shade skills and use all your marks. Typically you can keep the 4 and the 5 if you don't need the healing, or the stability or the Conic Lens, so use it whenever. And then you just spam your staff skills off cooldown and press all your Desiccate all the time, and just use your F1, F2, F3 off cooldown, also the F5, and you just weapon swap when it's back up, and you could repeat that loop. It's really like, you just spam your skills and keep the ones that you need for CC, for stability, and for Condi Cleanse. That's what you need to do. The only important part is aware that you need to dodge all the time, because that is a very nice healing increase. Of course, I would always keep 1 dodge, so that you have 1 dodge ready if you really need to dodge for the reason of dodging, evading an attack. But if you want to get the healing out, the vigor, the regen, that's why you would dodge at least once every time you have 2 dodges up. So you can see in the background, this build is really fun to play. It's actually really good healer now, and I would highly recommend to try it out. Let me know in the comments what you think about those changes, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Again, thanks to my supporters on Twitch and Patreon, and I hope to see you all in the next video.